The cost of financial ignorance. Real stories of ruin. True lessons from financial mistakes that changed lives forever. Imagine working for decades, earning a decent income, and still ending up with nothing. Imagine winning millions in a lottery only to become bankrupt a few years later. Imagine borrowing money to impress strangers online while quietly drowning in debt. These are not fictional stories. They happen every single day across every continent. Financial ignorance does not always look dramatic. It begins with small decisions, including a budget, delaying savings, trusting the wrong investment, signing documents without understanding them, or believing that someone else will handle my money. Money rewards knowledge, but it punishes ignorance. The purpose of this video is not to scare you. It's to help you recognize the mistakes that destroy financial futures and show you how to avoid them. Let's explore 10 powerful cautionary stories that reveal the true cost of financial ignorance. A high earner who died broke. Many people believe that earning more automatically creates wealth. Reality proves otherwise. Consider David, a software engineer earning over $1,80,000 annually. His salary increased almost every year. Every promotion bought a bigger house, a luxury SUV, expensive vacations, designer clothes, and larger monthly payments. His income kept rising. So did his lifestyle. He assumed future salary increases would solve every financial problem. He never created an emergency fund. He never invested consistently. He rarely checked his spending. When his company downsized during an economic slowdown, he lost his staff. His mortgage remained. His car loans remained. Credit card bills remained. Within months, savings disappeared. Retirement accounts were withdrawn nearly, creating penalties and taxes. Eventually, the house was sold at a loss. Years of high income produced almost no wealth. This story demonstrates lifestyle inflation. Many people increase their spending every time rises instead of increasing investments. Income creates opportunity. Habits create wealth. Financial literacy teaches that assets should grow faster than expenses. The difference between rich and wealthy is often invisible. Rich people spend money. Wealthy people own assets. Let's say example for this. Two friends each earn $1 lakh annually. One spends $95,000 every year. The other spends $60,000 and invests the differences. 20 years later, the second person often becomes financially independent while the first still depends entirely on employment. Their lesson is simple. Your income determines your potential. Your financial behavior determines your future. Next point number two, the lottery winner who lost everything. Winning millions sounds like permanent happiness. Yet the countless lottery winners eventually declare bankruptcy. Why? Because money magnifies existing habits. Sarah won nearly $8 million. Friends appeared overnight. Family requested loans. Luxury purchases become normal. Expensive gifts became expected. She believed the money would never end. She hired advisors without verifying their credentials. She invested in business she did not understand. She purchased properties requiring enormous maintenance cost. Within 7 years, almost everything disappeared. She eventually returned to a regular job. The tragedy was not winning money. The tragedy was never learning how money works. Financial education is more valuable than financial luck. Sudden wealth without financial discipline often creates faster financial collapse. Example, someone receiving $5 million but spending $7 lakh only every year without sustainable investments can become broke surprisingly quickly. Meanwhile, another person receiving only $5 lakh who invest wisely may build a lasting generational wealth. Money is temporary, knowledge compounds forever. Next, point number three, debt become a prison instead of a tool. Debt itself is not always dangerous. Misunderstanding debt is Michael used credit cards for everything restaurants, vacations, electronics, luxury watches. He paid only the minimum monthly amount. Interest quietly accumulated. One credit card became three, then five. Eventually, nearly half his monthly income paid interest alone. He was not buying products anymore. He was buying yesterday's purchases repeatedly. High interest debt creates financial slavery. Many consumers focus on monthly payments rather than total borrowing cost. Financial ignorance hides inside percentages. A small interest rate seems harmless until compound interest works against you. Let's say example for this. Borrowing $10,000 at 24% annual interest while making minimum payments can more than double the repayment amount over time. Understanding interest is one of the most valuable financial skills anyone can learn. Debt should finance productive assets whenever possible, not temporary lifestyles. Next point number four, falling for investment scams. Greed often replaces logic. Scammers understand this perfectly. When you invest, they promise returns. But returns are rare. They often come in form of interest, interest rate hikes, or lower interest. Financial ignorance During periods of economic uncertainty, fraudulent investments become increasingly common. One retired couple invested their entire retirement savings into a company promising guaranteed monthly returns of 20%. A presenter appeared professional. The office looked impressive. Testimonials seemed authentic. The returns arrived initially. Everything looked legitimate. Months later, the company disappeared. Their retirement savings vanished. This was a classic Ponzi scheme. The warning signs existed. Guaranteed returns. Pressure to invest quickly. Complex explanations. No transparency. Financial ignorance makes fraud easier. Education makes fraud harder. Let's say example for this. Whenever someone promises high return with no risk, remember one universal financial principle. Higher returns always require higher risk. If risk is hidden, something else usually is too. Next point number 5. Ignoring emergency funds until disaster struck. Emergencies never send invitations. Medical emergencies, natural disasters, job losses, business failures, unexpected repairs. Life constantly creates uncertainty. Emma believed saving cash was unnecessary because he had good income. Then her employer closed operations. 3 months later, medical expenses arrived. Without savings, she borrowed money, then borrowed more to repay previous ones. Financial stress became emotional stress. Relationships suffered, health declined, and emergency fund is not an investment. It's a financial insurance. It protects every other financial goal. Example, someone with 6 months of living expenses saved can survive unexpected employment far more comfortably than someone living paycheck to paycheck. Financial resilience begins before emergencies happen. The cost of never investing. Many people, next point number 6, the cost of never investing. Many people fear investing because they worry about losing money. Ironically, avoiding investing often guarantees losing purchasing power. Carlos saved cash for 30 years. He proudly kept it in a savings account. Inflation quietly reduced its purchasing power every year. Although the number in the account increased slightly, what that money could actually buy decreased significantly. Inflation is invisible, yet it affects everyone. Money must work, otherwise, inflation works against it. Investing is not gambling when done with knowledge, diversification, and long term discipline. Example, historically, diversified long term investments have often outpaced inflation over extended periods, while idle cash generally loses purchasing power. Doing nothing is also a financial decision. Sometimes it's the most expensive one. Next point number 7. Trusting everyone except yourself. Many people blindly trust friends, relatives, influencers, or celebrities with the financial decisions. Popularity does not equal expertise. One businessman invested in cryptocurrency solely because social media personalities guaranteed massive profits. He invested money needed for his children's education. The market declined sharply. Panic replaced confidence. They sold it during losses. The real mistake was not cryptocurrency. The mistake was investing without understanding the investment. Knowledge should always come before capital. Never outsource critical thinking. Example for this point. Before investing in stocks, real estate, cryptocurrency, or business, understand how does it generate value, what are the risks, how can you lose money. If you can't answer these questions, you probably should not invest yet. Next point number 8. Retirement came earlier than expected. Most people assume retirement happens at 65. Reality discoveries, health issues, company restructuring, family responsibilities, economic downturns. Many retire much earlier than planned. John expected to work another 15 years. A serious illness ended his career immediately. Without retirement savings, financial hardship followed. Time is the greatest investment advantage. Every year delayed makes future goals harder to achieve. Compound growth rewards early action. Example for this. Someone investing small monthly amounts beginning at the age 25 often accumulates significantly more wealth than someone investing much larger amounts beginning at 45. Time multiplies consistency. Next point number 9. Financial ignorance passed across generations. Children learn financial habits long before they understand money. Parents who constantly overspend often raise children believing debt is normal. Parents avoiding financial discussions unintentionally pass financial confusion forward. One family remained trapped in debt for 3 generations, not because they lacked intelligence, because nobody taught budgeting, nobody explained investing, nobody discussed tax, nobody encouraged entrepreneurship. Financial education breaks generational poverty, ignorance repeats it. Example, a parent teaching a child how compound interest works may create financial benefits lasting an entire lifetime. Financial literacy is one of the greatest inheritance. Next, point number 10. The most expensive mistake was waiting too long. Almost every financial regret begins with one sentence: I'll start later. Later becomes next year. Next year becomes next decade. Financial opportunities disappear quietly. Time cannot be recovered. One entrepreneur delayed investing because markets seemed uncertain. Another delayed buying insurance. Someone postponed creating a will. Another ignored retirement planning. Every daily increased future cost. Knowledge without action produces no results. Financial literacy only creates value when applied consistently. Example: reading 10 books about investing changes nothing. Investing responsibly every month changes everything. Small, consistent action always beats perfect planning that never begins. Finally, financial ruin rarely happens overnight. It usually begins with one ignored warning, one unnecessary purchase, one unpaid debt, one unchecked investment, one delayed decision. The stories you have heard today are not simply about money, they are about choices. Financial ignorance has a price. Sometimes that price is stress, sometimes it's relationship, sometimes it's lost opportunities, sometimes it's an entire lifetime of hard working disappear. The encouraging news is that financial literacy can be learned at any age. When you are a student, employee, entrepreneur, parent, or retired, every good financial decision you make today strengthens your future. Start with one habit: create a budget, build an emergency fund, learn before investing, spend less than you earn, let your money work harder than you do. If this video helped you see money differently, share it with someone you care about. One conversation about financial literacy could save someone from years of financial regret. Remember, financial ignorance is expensive, but financial education pays dividends for life. Thank you.